music right. I won't apologize if anybody.
Thank you, sir.
And welcome into Half the Distance Live, your favorite barroom style commentary podcast and YouTube live stream if you want to watch us that way.
Yeah.
We are here one man down, arguably the captain of our listless ship.
That's a good way to put it.
I am Scottathan Staten, a.k.a. Scotty Stat, sitting here with the chair, Brian the Professor. We got Skunk Hunter in the producer booth with a notebook, so I'm excited for how prepared he is. Obviously, Matty Fax.
Somewhat more than usual.
Matty Fax not here with us tonight. He is doing a bucket list item out in Germany, going to the Oktoberfest. Also, he was whisked away to the island of... wait, where's he going? Malta. Yeah, his boyfriend took him to Malta.
Yes.
It's just a lovely little trip. Lovely little romantic trip.
But it will be the most sex he's had in a while. So it's an even payoff.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch. I meant boyfriend in the platonic way. Anyways, we are your barroom commentary stop. We're here to talk all the trash as you would sitting behind the bar with your best friends. We like to say that we only exist because most of the announcers are absolute junk, right? One, Joe Buck. Fuck Joe Buck, as always.
Just the worst.
Two, the people that decided that Tom Brady was ready to be on air, fuck you. He's not. There's a lot in his brain that I want to hear, and you can't unlock it. And three, more importantly than all of it, and Erin Andrews is the best. Put her in the booth.
Put her in the booth.
Yep. Anyways, we're here to review most of this week's games. Obviously, if you're watching us live on YouTube, we've got the 8 o'clock game tuned in. We're going to watch the Chiefs and the Falcons. And also, being a Sunday night, that means we are not going to be discussing the Monday night games.
Yep.
And I said games because there are two, which is Jags and Bills and the Commies and the Bengals. But let's get into the action of this week. The New England Patriots went to visit the New York Jets. And as spicy as the Patriots looked in their first two games, it was not the same today.
Yep.
Jacoby Brissett threw for a whopping 98 yards and was sacked 5 times for a loss of 46 yards. Yeah. They brought in Durake Maye, who threw
Which
4
sounds
for
like
8.
a Key and Peele. Fucking, yes.
He threw for 4 for 8, 22 yards. Also sacked twice. So, yeah. 61 yards of actual air offense if you subtract out 59 yards of sack loss. Who doesn't love saying sack loss, by the way? Come on now.
Pretty sure Joe Buck says it 8 times a day.
Right. So it's not like their rushing was much better. Antonio Gibson, he did 5 carries for 29 yards. Ramondre, 6 for 23. Durake Maye did get out there, 2 for 12. Good for him. Obviously, the receiving end was not very impressive, considering there was a total of 120 yards in the air. But Demario Douglas got 69 of those.
Who?
Austin Hooper got 19 of them. Jalen Polk got 13 of those yards. It's ugly out there. And Hunter Henry just dying. He's a good tight end on a terrible team. Whew. The other side of the field, New York Jets.
D, come on, though.
They were, the defense, they're a good defense, but also, let's be honest, this is what they were supposed to do against New England. But Aaron Rodgers just had a solid-ass Aaron Rodgers game.
Can
27
still
for
play
30,
football.
Yeah, 27 for 35, 281 yards in the air, through 2 touchdowns. We got, on the rushing end, Braylon Allen was 11 for 55 yards. Breece Hall, 16 for 54 yards and a touchdown. Receiving end, Tyler Conklin, 93 yards.
Seldom used tight end.
Good, I was going to say, good young tight end right there. Oh, gross. I'm sorry.
Solid, good tight end there.
And I said young, too. That's awful.
Whatever, Diddy.
Alan, yeah, right. Alan Lazard, 3 for 48 and a touchdown. Listen, Aaron Rodgers wanted him.
See that touchdown and them just coming together.
Aaron Rodgers wanted the tight end? Yes,
he
he
went,
did.
yeah, he won, yeah.
Yeah, but it was good to see. It was
yeah,
good to
right.
see.
Mike Williams out there with 34 yards in the air. Garrett Wilson, a paltry 5 for 33. I mean, but then again, you really didn't need to get him involved. You were able to move the ball wherever you wanted. It was just a steady drubbing by the Jets. That, nothing to offer on the Patriots' end.
Nope.
The New York... Oh, wait. Oh, my God. I forgot one of the most important things we do here, the distribution of our koozies. We all have our favorite teams. I am a Giants fan. Brian, a Broncos fan. Eric, a Bills fan. Matt,
Irrelevant.
Bears fan.
Bears fan.
Bears fan. If your team wins, you get to
Irrelevant,
use your favorite koozie. If your team loses, you got to use the opposing team koozie. It's kind of nice. I do not have to use a Patriots koozie today. I can, I guess, prop this up because I'm drinking whiskey. Prop up a little Giants guy here. Thank you very much. Giants win. Brian, Broncos fan, not a Cowboys fan.
And for both of us, extra sweet because our most hated teams also lost.
That's right. Matthew is a Bears fan. Hates the Packers.
Packers won.
Yep. Double negative.
Double negative. Double negative. And Eric, I don't know.
It's thrown around now.
You actually don't have to do anything yet.
I got
because
two
the
Bills fans.
Bills hasn't played yet. so
Two
you're allowed
Bills
to say it.
Two
Yeah.
Bills
koozies down here.
Yeah. So after getting back on track, the New York Giants did win today over who you say? Only the Cleveland Browns defense. What in the
Right.
fuck?
Yep.
Holy shit.
The team and the allegations.
Oof. Oof. Yeah. Yeah, Daniel Jones had a nice, efficient game today. 24 for 34, 236 yards, 2 touchdowns. What? And was sacked only twice
Yep.
by the Browns.
That helps.
That helps. Devin Singletary, 65 yards and a touchdown. Tyrone Tracy, 23 yards. Daniel Jones ran for 20. Woo, we'll do it. Malik Neighbors,
Oh,
looking like
so
the
good.
right pick, the right option out there. 8 catches for 78 yards and 2 touchdowns. Wan'Dale Robinson, 7 catches for 61 yards. Devin Singletary, 4 catches for 43 yards. Wan'Dale Robinson, I had some hopes for when he came in. Just wasn't shining like maybe I was hoping he wanted to, like I wanted him to. But you know what? When you've got a solid number 1 opposite you,
Yep.
and you can be just play at number 2 wide receiver, and now you've got options on the field. This made me happy today. Do I think this is what the Giants look like going forward? No, but I hope it gives them the confidence to play more like this going forward.
Yeah, hopefully Dayball shows them tape. Like, look, this is what you
Yeah.
guys can do.
Yeah.
Can I
against
pause
a
you guys for
great
2
defense.
seconds? I never thought Ludacris would be standing next to Tony Dungy on live TV.
I mean,
And this is what football does. It brings
Hey,
people together.
He's Mr. Atlanta out there. You gotta
Yes.
respect
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, on the other side of the field, Deshaun Diddy Watson.
Oh,
Wonderful.
Well done, sir.
Yeah.
Well done.
Just a whopping 21 for 37, 196 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was sacked 8 times.
Oh, I didn't know it was that many. I was watching the game. I didn't know it was that many.
Yeah.
Shit.
But hey, on the rushing side of things, maybe they did well. Nah.
Nope.
Nah. Jerome Ford, 37 yards. Deshaun Watson, 26 yards. Receiving end, Amari Cooper, 7 for 86 and 2 touchdowns. Jerome Ford got 33 yards. Jordan Akins, 4 for 29. Yeah, it was. This was not the Browns' day. This was the Giants' day. We'll leave it at that. Green Bay, and the Tennessee Titans. Green Bay 30, Titans 14.
Unexpected.
Yes, this was a balanced performance by Green Bay, both running and throwing the ball. It was really nice to see Malik Willis get off to a strong start. He got the opening touchdown. He rushed it in for 6 yards with a vomit-free football, which is a nice change for him, obviously.
Yep.
If you didn't see what happened last week. But he threw for 13 for 19 for 202 yards. So he did over 10.5 yards a pass. That is really efficient. Really nice to see. Didn't make mistakes out there. Kept it nice and clean. He was also the leading rusher for the team. 6 carries for 73 yards and a touchdown, as I mentioned, puke free. Following up him, Emmanuel Wilson with 50 and Josh Jacobs only 43 yards, on the ground. Receiving, Christian Watson did 67 yards. Jaden Reed did 50 yards. Emmanuel Wilson did 35 yards and a touchdown. Then you look at the other side over here. We're talking about Will Levis at Tennessee. This man's got all the skills in the world that just don't seem to come together. That being said, there was a lot going on that affected his play today. 26 for 34, 260 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions.
On paper, that's not a horrific game.
It's not a
not at
horrific
all.
game.
Yeah.
Jair Alexander did get a pick 6 on him. But also, he was sacked 8 times today. So
That's not a good game.
that's really the tale of what's going on there. That being said,
and no rushing in that game.
Yeah.
No rushing at all.
whatsoever.
Tale of two
Right.
cities kind of thing.
you couldn't. They just couldn't keep the ball on the ground at all. The leading rusher for the game was Tony Pollard, 6 carries for 14 yards,
Jesus.
followed by Will
are-
Levis for 12 and Tajay Spears for 7. 33 yards on the ground is pretty rough. D-Hop got 73 yards and a touchdown. Tajay Spears, 54. Well, 43. Boyd, 33. Yeah. Green Bay beat the dog shit out of him. Malik Willis, you know what? It's got to be nice to play against the team that you were on previously
Yep.
and put on a good performance. But not just like it was such a solid... It wasn't like he was playing lights out. He just played good,
Yep,
smart,
just
heads-up
Yep.
football.
A little conservative,
You know.
but hey.
And when your defense can just give you,
And I'm sure he's like, hey, you know what? I know I'm not Jordan Love. I'm not going to try to play like that.
Yeah.
So,
Also, but if you're a Packers fan and Jordan Love goes down and you in the intermediary you go 2-0, how
Oh,
good are you
fuck
feeling?
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Great,
So
yeah.
so Packers,
Best
Packers,
case
right?
scenario.
Yeah, right. Packers now 2-1, looking sharp. Chicago Bears, Indianapolis Colts. I am gonna say that the Bears were the better team today, just not the winning team.
Not on the scoreboard.
Not the winning team today. So yeah.
So not the better
Colts
team.
win 21-16. But you know what I'm getting at. Like they played like the
Well-
better team. They just didn't score as much.
This is what I'm getting at. Caleb Williams threw for 300 yards, which hasn't happened since Nam. So good for cousin Maddie and the Bears,
Yeah.
even though they still lost. But it's the quarterback standard of play is so low in Chicago that we're talking about Caleb Williams throwing for 300 yards and a losing effort and being like, that's a milestone.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Listen,
Well, and the new receiver, Rome Odunze, like he showed why they drafted him.
Yep.
Have a great game.
No, you're 100% right. Caleb was 33 for 52, which is
52. Jesus.
Yeah.
a lot of
He was
lot of-
efficient, for
lot of
sure.
arm- lot of
Very
arm action
efficient.
out there.
Very
a
efficient.
lot of arm action out there.
Yeah.
But for 363 yards, 2
Right.
touchdowns,
The
and 2
nail
interceptions.
polish wore off for sure, I'm sure, with all that arm action.
He was.
Yeah.
They just had that jugs machine to his shoulder, just kept spitting the ball
Yeah.
out every
Yeah.
fucking possession.
Roshan Johnson carried the ball for 30 yards. DeAndre Swift, 20 yards. That's the only significant thing that happened on the ground there. Receiving end, though, this is where it looks really nice for Chicago. Rome Odunze, 6 for 112 yards and a touchdown. Cole Kmet, 10 for 97 yards and a touchdown. DJ Moore, 8 for 78 yards. Those 3 right there,
yeah.
like, that should be terrifying to
Yep.
anyone else when you see what they're able to do. You got to give them time. You know, you got a Rook making Rook mistakes out there with 2 interceptions. But
When you throw it 52 times, you know?
yeah, but then we look on the other side of the field, right? Tale of 2 quarterbacks here. Anthony Richardson, 10 for 20, 167 yards, 2 interceptions.
Yep.
Jonathan Taylor ran the ball for 23 times for 110 yards. 23 times for 110 yards. Just chipping away at everything out there. But hey, 2 touchdowns. Anthony Richardson got 24 of those yards, and Trey Sermon got 16 of them for a touchdown receiving. End was Alec Pierce for 44, Kalen Granson for 40, Michael Pittman for 36.
They're just giving it to anyone.
Yeah, I mean, nothing fantastic out there. Just this was an ugly game, and it really was just
Well, yeah, the Bears were playing.
it was ugly right out of the gate. It got fun near the end of the game, where Chicago's getting some touchdowns, late in the game itself. But I think they were the better team on the field. They just weren't able to get the points on the board. That seems
Yeah.
weird that way, but
No, just offensively got started too late.
yep. The game we all predicted to go exactly as this: Texans in Minnesota, 34-7. Wait a minute, I got that 100% fucking backwards. The Texans scored 7 points.
Yep.
Minnesota stays undefeated, 3-0 by scoring 34 goddamn points.
Good for Sam Darnold.
Holy
Yeah,
shit!
yeah.
He
I-
nuts on the table. Yeah.
Sam Darnold went 17 for 28, 181 yards, and 4 touchdowns.
And if you have him on fantasy, good for you.
Right?
Christy does because she had Jordan Love.
Yeah. Yeah. Aaron Jones ran for 102 yards, no touchdowns. Beyond that, there was not much else. In the air, Justin Jefferson, 6 for 18 and a touchdown. Aaron Jones, 5 for 46 and a touchdown. Jalen Naylor, 3 for 31 and a touchdown. Go down a little bit further. Does that say Johnny Munt? 2 yards and a touchdown? Hey. For number 86, I'm assuming he's a tight end. I spent 0 time looking into who he was because, come on now. Whatever.
You know, Johnny Munt.
Johnny Munt, sure. So C.J. Stroud, he
Oof.
didn't have a great game today. 20 for 31, 215 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Got sacked 4 times. They ended up bringing in Davis Mills. I mean, listen, Stroud got his first pick in like 10 games. Okay? So, and then he said, hey, 1 pick.
Yeah,
It's nice.
Gonna happen. Yeah,
Let's do it twice. 2 picks, whatever. But they bring in Davis Mills, the man whose neck is so long that he uses head and then eventually shoulders shampoo. He threw for 7 for 12 for 79 yards. Hey, they even let Stephon Diggs throw the ball.
100%.
Yeah.
1 for 1.
Yeah, 1 for 1, 13 yards. Got to keep the man happy somehow. Rushing game was tragic today, but I mean, Cam Akers, 9 carries for 21 yards. Would you expect any less? The fact that Mixon is out with an ankle injury, and Damian Pierce, the backup, also out. So you're starting your RB3.
Yeah.
Rushing game was atrocious today. That did not help when you were already behind 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. But in the air, Stephon Diggs, 10 catches for 94 yards. Nico Collins got 86. Tank Dell, 62. One of my favorite wide receiver rooms out there in terms of talent. 0 touchdowns. Cam Akers got 1. Hey, nice. Sure, whatever. What a disappointing day for Texans,
Yeah.
I gotta say. Just, rough.
And
rough.
that's watching that game, it was harkening back to when the Texans first came on the scene. Just seeing that line doing nothing. He was sacked 4 times.
Yeah.
But he was, I think, knocked down 21 times or some shit like that. It's you can't do that to your QB.
I don't know that Sam Darnold got the game ball, but you know who should have got the game ball? Brian Flores.
Yeah.
That motherfucking
Yep.
defense. That defense was like, all right, you're down 2 running backs. We can make this work. Picked off C.J. Stroud twice.
Yeah.
Hey, Brian Flores, he should get the game ball. Great ass defense out of Minnesota. Terrifying. Philadelphia brought the New Orleans Saints back to earth
To their knees.
That was the ugliest game I saw
in
today.
a
It was
whopping
such a shitty
15
game.
to 12. Yes.
The Eagles also still not good.
The
not
New Orleans Saints.
Saints might be not good, but Eagles are still not good. Not good.
Yeah. New Orleans Saints got on the board first quarter with about 7 minutes left with a field goal.
Nothing forever.
And then there was not a single point scored until the fourth quarter when Saquon did a 65-yard run. Yeah.
That game was trash.
Yeah. So, Derek Carr, 14 for 25 and 142 yards. 1 touchdown, 1 interception.
So
Kamara, 87 yards on the ground.
I knew C.J. Stroud was going to have a shit game, so I started Derek Carr instead.
Oh, ouch.
They both would have gotten me about the same amount of fantasy points.
Yeah. I actually pulled in Derek Carr as a backup, and I'm like, why not? Why not?
And now you're like, oh, that's why not.
Yeah, that's why not. Chris Olave, 106 yards in the air and a touchdown. Kamara, 40 yards in the air. Sure. Jalen Hurts somehow, with 15 points, threw the ball for 300 yards. No touchdowns and an interception. Saquon Barkley ran for 147 of their
Scotty.
172 yards. 2 people ran the ball. Saquon 147 and Jalen Hurts 25. But Saquon got 2 touchdowns.
Scott, can I make you rewind for a second? Did you say Jalen no touchdown interception?
That's right.
Correct.
He has not looked good this year.
Nope.
Okay, and then keep going for where you're going with
Yep,
stats.
yep.
You said it.
Yep, yep.
He has not looked good this year. Okay, keep going.
I mean, like, that being said, if I told you that Dallas Goedert was hit in the hands 10 times for 171 yards, it'd be for 170 yards. You would say, I mean, but he got a touchdown, right? No.
I don't think Jalen
No.
Hurts knows that he can throw to Dallas Goedert more often because he doesn't for some
After
reason.
today,
After today,
Well,
that-
no, but I'm just saying, like, Dallas Goedert is a good tight end, and I think more than half of the teams in the league would go, hey, we'll give you Dallas Goedert. They'd say, that's great.
Yep.
because
Yep.
we
Oh,
can-
yeah. Yeah, oh yeah. No. If you took his 61-yard run out, he would still have 110 yards. I mean, wild. Devonta Smith, 79 yards. This game was boring until fourth quarter when, Saquon started getting some touchdowns and Chris Olave got some touchdown,
Yep.
got a touchdown. Yeah, but beyond that,
to be fair,
Trash.
Philly's receiving core is injured right now.
yeah.
But
I don't think-
your tight end shouldn't be far and away your most yards for receiving.
I talked to Matt about this on Tuesday. I think there's a very good possibility Nick Sirianni is not going to make it to the end of the season. Maybe this is a conversation for 3 weeks from now, but he was at the Marina, and
If
I was
they're
like,
barely 500
because
midseason,
he was at the Marina, they lost to the Eagles. I was like, dude, hear me out about Nick Sirianni, and he's like,
Yeah.
no, maybe,
Yep.
yeah.
Chargers went to Pittsburgh and left with their tail between their legs. Pittsburgh 20 to Chargers 10. Pittsburgh 3-0. And I am pretty sure I did not predict a single win in the first 3 games.
nope.
I'm just gonna
You're looking
go
at their
ahead and-
schedule and going, oh, they're
Yeah.
fucked. Yeah.
Justin Fields threw 25 for 32, 245 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He's making it real difficult for someone to come back and take a starting position, I think. You know what I mean?
I don't think that's even in the cards anymore.
I think it's yeah. Tomlin's been dodging that question left and right. I think it's going to get real tough. Still got an interception out there, but hey, those are good ass numbers. 25 for 32. Those are great numbers out there.
And also, like, Russell's not doing better than that based off of his last
God,
2
no.
years
You
of
know?
like his work of evidence.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
Anyway, stop bringing up the past.
Yeah,
Okay.
right. Najee ran the ball for 70 yards. Cordarrelle Patterson ran for 33. Justin Fields snuck one in for a TD. The receiving end, Calvin Austin III, 4 catches for 95 yards and a touchdown. Whew. Pickens got 57 yards. Freiermuth 33. Yeah.
But just the last thing I say about it, I think you both believe that Justin Fields has the boys on offense more galvanized
Yeah,
than
yeah,
Russell
I
Wilson.
think so.
Fuck yeah.
I can see you believing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The Chargers, it was a pretty rough day. Justin Herbert entered with his ankle hurt. He threw the ball 12 for 18 and 125 yards. 1 touchdown. Till they finally brought in Taylor Heineke, who threw the ball. He was 2 for 2. He threw 2 for 2.
That's 100%, baby.
100%. He was also sacked 3
We're batting
times.
500.
Did you hear that? He was 2 for 2, but he was also sacked 3 times.
Even
3
better.
times.
3 times. The rushing into the field for Baltimore for the Chargers, led by the Baltimore Castoffs. J.K. Dobbins down to earth, 44 yards total. Gus Edwards 9 yards. They had 61 yards on the ground. That is rough. J.K. Dobbins has been a monster the first 2 games today.
Hey, Scotty,
Steelers said no way.
Look at this throw real quick. This was very impressive by Kirk Cousins. Just drops it in the bucket.
Looking like a pro.
Yes,
Yeah.
looking very
Like a
good.
pro.
Keep going.
Receiving end, still pretty ugly. Quentin Johnson got 44 yards and a touchdown. Ladidi Mikoninki got 44 yards. That's about it. It's just a sad game. So.
Yeah, I don't think the Chargers had even 250 yards of offense. It was just fucking garbage.
Well, let's do the math real quick. What's 150 plus 60?
Oh shit! Barely over 2.
Barely over 2.
Damn.
And that's chemical engineering.
That's just addition. It's, you know?
Okay, so the game that probably fucked up a lot of people's survivor pools. Denver Broncos beat Tampa Bay 26-17.
Oh, that was glorious.
26-17.
Glorious.
Oh my god.
Bo Nix threw it to like 10 different fucking people.
Oh,
it was
Bo
fucking
Nix,
glorious.
25 for 36, 216 yards total, 6 yards on average. Get some ice on your shoulder. You'll be repping
52 in
icy
no
hot
time.
at some time, I'm sure. Whatever. Tyler Batty got 70 yards on the ground. Bo Nix ran 47 yards and a touchdown on the ground. Julio McLaughlin also 7 yards and a TD. In the air, Cortland Sutton 68 yards. Little Jordan Humphrey got 37. Josh Reynolds.
I mean, we're not making fun of him. That's his nickname.
Yeah, that's it. Little Jordan. Just not a ton of yards in the air. He spread the ball around like birdshot. I will say, yeah, okay, but like that's what I really like about that. We've said it multiple times. Like everyone knew that he was great at these short passes.
Yeah.
25 for 36. That's nice.
Yeah.
Short passes, and he's working with a coach that believes in quarterbacks.
Yep.
Right. You don't have to build his short game. You got to build his long game, and that's who Sean Payton had, was some guy with a great long game. You know what I mean? Build that up. I think he's in a good place. He's starting from a good, strong spot.
Yep.
Really, the MVP of the game would be Will Lutz, who, 4 field goals, who got him 12 points. But Tampa Bay, man, like, they just fell apart. They had
Denver
nothing.
defense is the player of the game.
Oh, my God, yeah. They had nothing to offer out there. Baker, 163 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Rushing.
How many times has Baker Mayfield sacked?
Oh, 7 times. My God. I missed that, Brian.
And
Thank
he was
you.
knocked down way, like every other
Yeah.
fucking play he was
My
getting
God.
hit.
I totally skipped over that part.
They just killed him.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel bad for him because I like Baker.
Rushing is funny because, Bucky Irving got 70 yards. Rashad White, nothing. 17. My boy Sean Tucker from Syracuse, 4 yards. I don't care.
Hey, that's 1 carry though, right?
Hell yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, it is.
That's a 4-yard
Yeah.
average. That'll get you a first down.
Receiving end, Chris Godwin, 53 and a touchdown. K. Dotton, 47. Rashad White, 18. Mike Evans, 17.
Super quiet.
Can we
Evans.
please get
Yeah.
Mike Evans
Yep.
the ball? Come on, let's go.
Well, he's getting double teams, probably.
If Denver Broncos winning didn't ruin your survivor pool, then Carolina Panthers beating Las Vegas
Definitely
Raiders
did.
definitely did, because they beat the Raiders 36-22. Let's talk about the Raiders first. Gardner Minshew, 18 for 28, 214 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Aiden O'Connell came in the fourth quarter, mostly because there was nothing happening anyways, and it was all garbage time. You might as well get the trash stash in. 9 for 12, 82 yards and a touchdown. Rushing, Zamir White did 34, and Madison ran it in for a touchdown with a whopping 7 yards total on the day. Receiving, Trey Tucker got 96 and a touchdown. Jacoby Meyer, 62 and a touchdown. Devontae Adams targeted 9 times, 4 catches, 40 yards. My God, that's
It's garbage.
that was garbage. The real man of the hour, and the man who answered the question: is it leadership or is it quarterback play? Andy Dalton, 26 for 37, 319 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Guy's a solid veteran.
A solid veteran, on a
you know?
team that has talent. So is the question here that there is talent on the field and Caleb Williams isn't getting coached correctly to see the talent? Is he bad?
Bryce Young.
Doesn't have the experience yet.
Sorry, Caleb Williams. Bryce Young, thank
No.
you very much. Last year's
no.
number 1.
No, Bryce is just bad.
Let me finish out the stats here, because rushing, Chuba Hubbard, 114 yards. Miles Sanders, Miles Sanders, who 2 years ago was like blowing it up in Philadelphia, right? 17 yards and a touchdown. Whatever. Didn't need it. Receiving end, Deontay Johnson, 122 yards and a touchdown. Chuba Hubbard, 55 yards and a touchdown. Xavier Legette, 42 yards, nice. Adam Thielen, 40 yards and a TD, more than a Thielen. 12 points of kicking in that game for Carolina too. So, yeah, devastation. So yeah, to answer the question, what do we got here for Carolina Panthers?
Okay. I did some very light research this afternoon. David Allen Tepper was born September 11th, 1957.
Are you reading his Wikipedia page?
No, I wrote this down.
In cuneiform? What the fuck is that?
Well,
That's
I
not
can
English.
Matt's not here. Matt's not here. I can't even get through this. So,
It's a fucking notebook.
Can I continue? It's a composite. It's
You
not
have
a
to
notebook.
stand up if you're going to read in front of the class.
Did you have to
Thank
like put something in a rock's place when you
And-
took that notebook and then
Can
ran
I-
out of the cave?
Can I start from the top? Is that
probably
okay?
should.
Okay.
No, wait. We got to get this on camera
No,
at least
no.
once.
It was a dark and stormy night.
What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this?
Okay, so can I run this from the top?
It was a dark and stormy night. We just sacrificed a lamb to Satan when David Tepper was born. 6 pounds, 9 ounces.
Okay, so can I run this from
The
the,
mountains
top?
were angry that day, my friend.
Yes, we're ready for you.
Well, there's any more of this, but can I?
Yes.
Can I? Okay,
I'm
so
pretty sure we're done.
okay, so David Allen with an E Tepper was born September 11th, 1957. A day which still lives in infamy for 2 reasons for Carolina Panthers
Fucking
fans. Okay, can I go to the
Yeah,
next?
keep
Yes,
going, baby.
please.
Okay, he spent the next 61 years not having sex and accruing wealth when in May 2018 he bought the Carolina Panthers.
Not having sex and accruing.
All right, are we good? Can I?
Yeah, we're great.
So at this point we're in 2018, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Ron Riverboat Rivera was the coach of the time and served 28 games under the Tepper regime with a 12-16 record and was summarily fired after a Week 13 loss, Washington 29, Carolina 21. Okay.
Chapter 2.
That's 2018. Perry Fuel enters the chat. 4 games, 4 losses by Perry. Matt Rule leaves Baylor and Waco to come to Carolina. 38 games, 11-27 record. Fired Week 5, 37-13 loss versus 49ers. His tenure as head coach went up in smoke like the Branch Davidians.
Oh, little Waco joke there.
Well, because he was that's
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Baylor.
Oh, we picked that up. Yeah.
All right, Steve Wiltz, interim head coach, 12 games, 6-6. Not bad. Shoulder shrug. Okay.
He read his own stage directions.
Frank Reich, 2023. 11 games, 1-10 record. Fired Week 12 versus the Titans in a 17 loss as the Fourth Reich comes to an end.
Oh.
Chris Saber, interim coach, 1-5 record, has a Wikipedia page from St. Joseph, Missouri, has 2 daughters. Scott, you can look at the notebook.
Oh my god.
Okay. Dave Canales, 2024, 43 years old, beautiful brown eyes, 0-2 record. July 25th, 2001, Bryce Young, born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. January 2nd, Philip Sheldon's birthday, 2023, he announces he will forego his senior draft and for his senior season, enter the draft. 2023, selected number 1 overall. He has started 18 games with a 2-16 record. In that span, he has had 3 different head coaches in 18 games. Imagine going to a job where every 6 weeks you have a new boss with a new vision, and then I'm going to follow this up with a Brian curriculum analogy because I don't know what Scott does, but imagine having a new like director of the department and just like, I want you to teach this, but 6 weeks later you're gonna teach this, and I don't know how he could succeed. There's no way.
So that actually, first of all, that's
Thank you.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, there's no way you would have gotten through that if Matt was
Jesus
here.
Christ!
No.
I cried 3 times laughing. I cried 3 different times laughing, or maybe once and I never stopped. But I don't care. So I think it answers, or it supports the question I was asking around:
God.
is this leadership, or is this him being bad? And I'm still it's still not completely there for me, because this tells me that there's a good team, and under veteran quarterback, they're there. And here's the thing: how do you scheme for the Panthers being good? Listen, Matt,
No
right?
shit.
Right? You can't. Max Crosby also didn't he didn't play every snap.
But I'm just saying, like,
but even still,
if you're a D coordinator and you're playing the Panthers, you were going up to a team that's like, he has a new system every 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, what the? Just
yeah.
throw the most pedestrian defense
Right.
ever, because like Bryce Young is fucking in no man's land.
So I
And this is less compelling because the Panthers won today, but still, like, I was
No, I
looking
think
to it
it's
on Friday
more
night,
compelling because they won with
and
a
I'm just
veteran.
like, I was like, I will do something ridiculous, but I don't know how Bryce Young could succeed in that.
I want to see Bryce Young do a. This is very early stages of it, but a Justin Fields, right? You left a team that wasn't doing right by you, and now you're at a team where, well, it seems like you can make some room. I'd like to see a Geno Smith turn around.
Yeah.
I'd love to see if Sam Darnold is fucking real.
If he can really do
I mean,
this
is
for a
this, you know what I mean?
season?
Like,
Jesus,
if
yeah.
these quarterbacks that are supposed to have all this talent were brought in high pick, and then they were at teams that didn't do right by them, maybe that's in the card, because the team is there. He might just suck, maybe his confidence is absolutely shot. Hopefully he can come back from this somehow and gain his confidence back, but regardless, good on Andy Dalton showing how it's done.
Like, who knows if Andy was like, fuck it, I'm going to call the plays. I don't give a fuck about the head coach. What are you going to do, fire me?
Can I make a quick note about the Vikings? It seems like their starting quarterback gets hurt too often, and then they get like the guy who played last season, and they get a frisky quarterback
like
that wins
Teddy
them.
Bridgewater, yeah.
That wins them like two or three games that like. The start, Kirk goes down, and they unexpectedly went 2-1 because they had a frisky quarterback backup.
Well, to jump to a game where your backup quarterback does fuck all for you, let's talk about the Dolphins playing Seattle Seahawks.
Oof.
Seahawks horsewhipped the Dolphins 24-3. Geno Smith, 289, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. As a reminder that Dolphins defense is still good. Zach Charbonnet ran for 91 yards with 2 touchdowns. Real nice. DK Metcalf, 4 catches for 104 yards and a touchdown. That includes a 71-yard run. Noah Fant, 60 yards. Tyler Lockett, 46 yards. Jackson Smith-Njigba, 39 yards. It would have been nice to see Jackson Smith-Njigba get involved a little bit more later stages. I mean, they were up 17-3 in the first quarter. There was nothing happening until the fourth quarter when Seattle had another touchdown. I feel like you could have changed your scheme up a little bit and maybe, there was room to be like, get some of these other guys. Like, I think he's really talented. He's just playing behind DK and Tyler Lockett. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyways, whatever. On the Dolphins side, we are not seeing the numbers we're used to because Skylar Thompson, 13 for 19 and 107 yards. No touchdowns.
Okay,
Tim Boyle, 7 for 13 and 79 yards and no touchdowns. Devon Achane, 30 yards. In the receiving end of it, Tyreek Hill, 3 catches for 40 yards.
3.
D. Eskridge, 1 catch for 30. Achane got 28 yards. Jalen Waddle, 4 catches for 26 yards.
Do you know why Skylar Thompson didn't have a good game? It's because he wore 19, and that is Joe Namath and no other quarterback ever. And there's no 19 good quarterbacks. If you guys actually think about it, that's Joe Namath, done.
Like, I don't believe in curses, but...
Well, hold on. I would love to know if someone has worn 19, done poorly, changed their number, and then succeeded.
Right, but if you and I are talking and I say, name a quarterback 19,
Yeah.
you'd go Joe Namath. Who else would you say?
Well,
Okay.
I wouldn't even say Joe Namath. I don't know. No,
All right, yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
All right. The game that's probably happened the way it was supposed to, I guess. San Francisco 49ers 24, Los Angeles Rams 27. It was a fine offensive game, back and forth. It was pretty fun. It came down nice and spicy to the fourth quarter, where the Rams were able to get it together, get the win. Matt Stafford 16 for 26, 220 yards, and a touchdown. He got sacked 3 times. Kyron Williams ran the ball 89 yards, got 2 touchdowns. He also got 27 yards in the air and a touchdown. Tutu Atwell,
Bernie.
93 yards. Demarcus Robinson, 32 yards. Rams kept it together nicely on the San Francisco side. Brock Purdy, 22 for 30, 292 yards, 3 touchdowns. Can't complain about that. Jordan Mason, 77 yards rushing. Nice. Brock Purdy, 41 yards rushing. Nice. Juwan Jennings.
Oh, yeah, I got
11 catches, 175 yards, 3 touchdowns. Jesus. Brandon Ayuk, 48 yards and making tons of money. Good for you, bud.
Yeah.
You deserve every bit of it. And the story of the game was, let's see here. No Christian McCaffrey. No Deebo Samuel. No George Kittle. No Cooper Kupp. No Puka Nacua.
Yeah, all teams tapped.
No
Yeah.
Steve Avila. No Jonah Jackson. I mean, like, yeah.
Yep.
And it still went the way that you wanted it to. A good game, back and forth enough. San
Yeah,
Fran got
yeah.
up early. The Rams just kind of kept playing steady ball. It was a fun game to watch, but, man, could you imagine, like, going to your first game and I'm like, I'm going to go see some of my favorite players. And I'm like, yeah, no, they're not here, kid. The 29ers are playing again. Sorry.
Yep.
Hey, Scott, I'd like to ask Brian a question real quick. Would you rather have Brock Purdy or Bo Nix?
Oh, Bo Nix.
Okay, done.
That's. I'm not saying that he's not a good quarterback.
No, I'm just saying, because Brock Purdy's 26, Bo Nix is like 22.
No, I said this
yeah.
years ago when we got Manning and we won a Super Bowl. I'm like, yes, I'm happy you won a Super Bowl, but I want a quarterback I can get behind and root for
Just really get
for a
into it.
career. You know,
Yeah.
not just even like Russell Wilson. I was like, I don't want Seattle leftovers.
Oh,
and,
yeah, yeah.
And then he was a train wreck, which is even worse.
Right. You're used to giving leftovers to the Bears.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, all right. A game that was as good as I hoped it would be. Detroit and Arizona. Detroit did win 20-13 over Arizona. But Arizona just kept it fun, kept it exciting as much as possible, to the point where there was pretty much no scores after this in the second half. There was a field goal in the end, but that was a hard fought game the whole way through, even though it was no scoring in the second half. But
Yep.
Jared Goff, 199 yards, 2 touchdowns and an interception. David Montgomery, 105 yards in the air and a touchdown. Jameer Gibbs, 105 yards on the ground and a touchdown. Jameer Gibbs, 83 yards on the ground. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 75 yards in the air and a touchdown. Sam Laporta
He
got
is so
36.
good.
Brock Wright got 34. Jameer Gibbs, 20 and a touchdown. That's just solid play against the Cardinals that I think are going to be a problem. They're 1-2, but Jesus,
They're frisky.
They're frisky. They're frisky. Kyler Murray.
Like if you're regardless of what team you are,
Yeah.
the Cardinals, like you're going to Arizona, you're like, this is a very losable game, probably.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
on a
The-
Thursday night or something.
This was also pretty quiet. That speaks to Detroit's defense, because Kyler Murray was the leading rusher for 45 yards. James Conner was 9 carries for 17 yards. That is
Yep.
James Conner's a
Yep.
good running back. That is some good ass defense right there. They shut that right down. The receiving end, Marvin Harrison, 64 yards and a touchdown. Michael Wilson, 64 yards. Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah, it sounds weird, like, because Harrison's a rookie, but if they get a good wide receiver too,
Yeah.
like, oh, that's going to be a real dangerous card.
Yeah, Trey McBride, like, He's a nice tight end, but he's not the guy
That's what she said.
who's your oh jeez.
You like all the tight ends today.
Apparently.
You got a type.
He's that good. He's an okay tight end.
Yeah.
He's not the kind of tight end that I prefer. You know.
You're not going to kick him out of bed, but you won't make him breakfast in the
Yeah,
morning.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be happy if he was my tight end. I'd be happy with that tight end. Let's be honest. But 20-13, all the scoring pretty much in the first half, but it was still a good game to watch, and a game to watch if you plan on playing any of these teams, because this was hard fought. It was a solid one for sure. Baltimore Ravens coming in 0-2.
Very good game.
Dallas Cowboys coming
Very
in
good
1-1.
Off a painful loss, too.
Baltimore was in a can't lose situation.
Yep.
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 Some might say must win.
Baltimore keeps themselves alive 28-25.
Yeah.
And that is with them being up 28-6 through 3 quarters, and Dallas scored 19 points in the fourth. Holy shit balls.
That's all that they had against the Saints last week.
Yeah. Lamar Jackson was a very, very efficient 12 for 15 with 182 yards. That's over 12 yards a throw. He got a touchdown out of it. Very efficient. He threw to Aguilar for 56.
Oh! Big
Nice.
Falcons TD?
Falcons pick.
Oh, Falcons pick.
Falcons pick.
Oh.
In the end zone.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, Aguilar got 56 in the air. Kolar 30. Rashad Bateman got 28 in the air and a touchdown. Derrick Henry 23 yards in the air. Well, I don't know why you would throw to him, because that man also ran for 151 yards off 25 carries. He got 2 touchdowns. Lamar Jackson carried it 14 times for 87 yards and a touchdown. And then their legs got tired. And tired.
Yep.
And then the Cowboys offense came to life, because Dak went 28 for 51, 379 yards, 2 touchdowns. Rushing was non-existent. Rico Dowdle for 32 yards. Dak Prescott 7 and a touchdown. Zeke ran 3 times for 6 yards. Yeah. On the receiving end, though, Jake Ferguson. Talk about TEs, dickheads. Getting those receiving looks. 95 yards. CeeDee Lamb 67 yards. Cavante Turpin 51 and a touchdown. Jalen Tolbert 42 and a touchdown. Listen.
You gotta get the whole list? 12 fucking people caught the ball.
Yeah, that's also including Hunter Lupke for 41, Jalen Brooks for 24, Rico Dowdle for 24, Brandon Cooks 16 yards, Deuce Vaughn for 8, Zeke for 6, and Luke Schoonamaker for 5.
Can I say something really quick? Jerry Jones got 2 yards on the fake handoff before kickoff, but this is the most interceptions Mahomes has thrown through 3 games in his career.
That makes me happy.
He's still the best player in the league, but he's not off to a great start.
Yeah.
That is all the games that were played today. Like I said, we do love talking about the week before it's even over. There are 2 games Monday night, and obviously the game tonight. So feel free to keep tuning into us when we log in. For our 8:00 show. We're watching Chiefs Falcons right now, but also 7:30 tomorrow is Jags and Bills, and 8:15 is the Commies and the Bengals. So with that, I think we pivot to our midway segments. Where do you guys want to start today?
Let's do some NFL.
Do some NFL. So, will you guys give me a second to top my drink off with this barrel bourbon batch 36.
Ooh.
It's quite delicious.
It sounds tasty.
Yeah, no barrel bourbons. They master blenders. They only do straight out of. Oh, you like that, do you? Little master blenders. They only do barrel proof spirits. They are not a sponsor, but they could be. Barrel bourbon batch 36. It's quite tasty. Okay, so you guys know that I don't... Oh, sorry. Welcome to the NFL. Things happen outside the NFL, and If I find them interesting, I guess I'll share them.
Before you get started, and I want to hear the whole thing.
I literally
obviously,
have started already, but okay.
But do you have any thoughts on baseball? And if you do, with the playoffs coming up, could you put that at the back end of the NFL?
So most of you know my thoughts about sharing information about baseball, and something really fun has to happen for me to share
Okay.
anything about it, which I do. Not playoff related though, and I couldn't comment on it one bit because I don't know.
Okay, then that's all I need to know.
But I do have to talk about what is being referred to as the greatest game ever played.
Yep. Yep.
This past week, the Dodgers pistol whipped
Well,
the Miami Marlins 20-4
Who does have thoughts about baseball?
as
Not playoff related.
not playoff related.
okay.
Yeah. As Shohei Ohtani became the first player with 3 home runs, 2 stolen bases in the same game. He's the second player since 1901 with 6 hits in a game, including 5 for extra bases. The other one was actually a former Dodger, Sean Green, who homered 4 times in 2002 to get there. He's the first player since RBIs became official in 1920 with 10 RBIs and 5 extra base hits in the same game, and only the 7th to amass 17 total bases. He was also a triple away from batting the wheel,
Yep.
and then just invented the 50-50 club.
Yep.
50 home runs, 50 stolen bases.
And in the same game, turn it into the 51-51 club.
Yeah, exactly. And, oh, geez, I meant to go look back at today's games to see where he netted. But, yeah, he's sitting at like 51 and 52 before today's game. But including after today's game, there's 7 more to go, which means he created the 50-50 club, and he could theoretically create the 60-60 club going into...
That would be insane.
Holy
in
shit.
like 5 games, that'd be
It's just-
insane. But
that
it could
is-
happen. Yeah.
That's so incredible. And the fact that the 50-50 was done on a game that all those other things happened. Like, because he batted 6 times. He got 4 runs himself,
Yeah.
obviously. He hit the ball 6 times. He got 10 RBIs, 3 home runs. Yeah. And then 2 stolen bases that game.
Just before you go to the next one, real quick, Scott. If you spent a decade in the 2020 club, you're getting in the Hall of Fame. Like,
Yep.
So Shohei
Yep.
is so fucking... Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane. There was one other thing I want to comment if I'm going to talk about baseball. It popped up because I'm looking at... Sorry. What I liked about it was this is something that shows leadership. So the Washington Nationals devoted their all-star shortstop, C.J. Abrams, to the minor leagues for a week because before a game he stayed out all night at a Chicago area casino before leaving hours before Friday's day game against the Cubs.
Yep.
And in that game, he went 0 for 3 in a walk and a strikeout.
Gee, I wonder why.
Huh.
Yeah.
So yeah, his 1 o'clock game, he was out at the casinos all night, and I appreciate that. Just want to say that's good coaching in my mind. You got an all-star player, all-star shortstop, pivotal spot. I don't care. WNBA. Aces center Aja Wilson became the second player in WNBA history to win the league's MVP as the unanimous choice.
Oh.
67 first place votes out of 67. The one other person was Cynthia Cooper, who got it in their inaugural season in '97. So,
That's impressive.
yep.
Yeah.
Number 2 is Minnesota's Nafisi Collier. 3, New York's Brianna Stewart. 4, the Fever's Caitlin Clark. And 5, Connecticut's Alyssa Thompson. So, but Wilson also is the first WNBA player to reach 1,000 points in a season. She set the league record for total rebounds with 451. And her scoring average is the highest ever, surpassing Diana Taurasi's 25.3 points per game from 06. So,
And more impressive because, like, the caliber of talent is getting better and better every year. So if you can, like, beat a scoring title average, like, that's impressive.
And she's now joined 3 other players for winning her 3rd MVP. She is in the likes of Cheryl Swoops, Lisa Leslie, and Lauren Jackson, which are all retired and Naismith Hall of Famers.
Yep.
So Asia Willian.
And probably
Fuck
the
yes.
names that almost everyone could name if they had to name a WNBA player.
Yeah. All right, college football.
Oof. Oh, tough loss for you guys.
No, wait, no, sorry, quick. NBA.
right.
NBA, I want to do a little math for the NBA.
Let's put a pin in this because we watched the Syracuse game together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was delusional.
NBA, Joel Embiid extended his contract for 3 years for $192.9 million. That extra $100,000 was a sticking point, so
Dumb.
yeah.
So dumb.
So $64.3 million per year. Yes, Eric, your hand is raised in the
All
back.
right, Scott. I have a question for you. 'cause
Right in the
you're
middle of a math
basketball
problem,
guy.
but yeah, let's
I know.
go.
Do you
yeah.
think the Sixers would ever make the finals with Embiid on the squad?
Had he not been on the squad?
No, with him on the squad, do you think the Sixers will make it to the finals?
I think it's
Yes.
possible.
Yes.
He
yes.
thinks. Okay.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes, I do. He I don't care for his attitude, on-court attitude at all, but he's an elite talent. And prior to getting hurt last year, like, the numbers he were putting up were... And he was scoring more than a point a minute last season.
Okay.
The only one who's done that is
Not-
Wilt Chamberlain, I
Not
think?
LeBron. Yeah.
It's crazy. So
Calm
yeah.
your tits over there, all right?
So yeah, so Joel Embiid, 3 years, $192 million, which is $64.3 million per year. Not that it's structured that way, but whatever. But that also means that added on to what his current contract is, carrying him through the 28-29 season, he has $299.5 million guaranteed.
Jesus.
Which means per year, that's $59.9 million per year, over 5 years guaranteed. So, if he played 80, his past 5 years have been injury ridden. Okay, there were 82 games in a season. Over 5 years, that's 410 games. He has played 275 of those games. He's played 55 out of 82 on average. That is 67%. So, if you were to look at his 59.5 per year, that's guaranteed, and you were to say, applying that 67% rule, it's almost like he's getting paid 89.9, almost an extra $30 million, essentially, like, because of what his per game rate
goes
or
up,
if you were to
yeah.
do it the other way around, the Philadelphia 76ers are essentially paying him almost $20 million for games that he hasn't played in, if his 5-year span is anything to speak to. So, just money well spent.
Well, and
money well
typically as
spent.
players get older, they start to miss more games.
Yeah. So college football. I thought this was kind of nice. The Utah Aggies and the Temple Owls. No one gives a shit about. But Maddox Trujillo kicked a 64-yard field goal to end the half, which made it a tie for the longest at college football when UTEP's Jose Martinez did it in 2008.
And that's
64 yards.
And that's better than Justin Tucker. So.
Isn't he 66?
66 or 67.
No, but
yeah.
But I mean, like, that's Justin Tucker.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
that's an insane thing. The last thing I have on college football was just something that I found interesting, and it's really more an insight into my brain. So I happened to be watching the game of the Rutgers Scarlet Knights versus the Virginia Tech Hokies. Rutgers did win 26-23, but Virginia Tech's running back, Bashal Tutin, ran for 122 yards and got 3 touchdowns. And what drove me crazy is because I feel like he's getting gaslit by ESPN. So his last name is 210, but he weighs 209. Like, give him that pound. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Come on.
Like, they lie about their height all the time.
It drove
Give
me.
them the 210. You know?
I couldn't. I'm not gonna lie. I was spiraling on that one. I'm like, what? Like, someone saw this. Someone saw this, and I was like, ha ha ha. 210's 209.
Let's fuck with everyone with OCD.
And now he's out there just playing with a chip on his shoulder. Like, fuck yeah, 3 touchdowns, go baby. So.
Oh, that's funny.
All right, that is enough of my NFL. Not sponsored by Barrelcraft Spirits, Straight
Yet.
Bourbon Batch 36, but it could be.
Oh, Eric would want to say something about
Yes.
Syracuse.
I did.
I thought you did.
No, ship us in on that. But I do want to say something about Virginia Tech. They are Texas A&M delusional fan base, and they have never won anything of consequence, and they go 500 every year. But For some reason, they get so much hype going into the preseason.
So you just wanted to trash talk a team. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are we ready for some squeak streaks?
Yes.
Are we ready for some are we ready for some squeak streaks?
It's a niche market today with the streaks, but I usually have.
What?
Squeak
We got a review last week.
Squeak streaks. Woo, woo, woo,
Yeah.
squeak Do you even remember your own streak?
Yeah.
So last week you said that Dak Prescott will throw for under 60%.
And
I believe I added it up to 55%, Eric.
nailed it.
That is a squeak. That is a squeak streak. There it is.
So,
You made it. You made it.
I'm 1 for 2. Okay, so Scott already knows this because I told him Friday night. But the Eagles' D-line is really, really bad. And they have not had a sack from an edge rusher in 6 games, and they won't going into the 7th, is my Eagles edge rushers, no sacks.
Ooh. All right.
Well, because all my streaks are usually offensive related.
No, and
Yeah.
you know what? You'll usually.
Yeah.
What's good about them is you keep them interesting. You know what I mean? It's not like Mahomes is going to throw for more than 250, take it to the bank. You know,
Yeah.
like.
And then
it's a
also,
little bitty stat. I like
I'm
it.
going to wait for Matt to get back, but I'm going to float this at you guys. I'd like to do a college streak. Throw it out there.
I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
There are no rules for your streaks.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
All right. The last segment we have. Sorry. We'll edit that in post. Whatever.
Yeah, sure.
The last segment we have is our Just the Worst. Do we have anything today on the Just the Worst, gentlemen?
We got to do picks too.
Oh, I know.
All right.
And I am not as efficient as Matt is going through these games, so we gotta cook.
I feel like Eric and my Just the Worst are probably the same.
Okay.
What do you got?
Since he alluded to baseball earlier, are you going to pick on Matt's baseball team, the White Sox? Oh, you were.
Actually, I don't have it just the worst.
Okay.
Really?
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
The White Sox suck. Mass Germany. I hope he's having fun.
All right.
Done.
So as of today's game, they have tied the worst record in the modern era of Major League Baseball. So if you're a New York Mets fan, you are over the moon. Because they still have a few games left, and they're going to fucking lose at least one of them. So the long fucking drought, 120 years I think it is for the Mets, has finally been broken. My favorite thing was one of the articles I read this morning, or this afternoon when they did lose the game this afternoon, was that, but they got a chance to break the record next week. And technically, yeah, when they lose one more, they break the record, you know? You don't want to break that record, but it is a record-breaking game when they lose.
Oh.
It's just, the way it was worded, like, mwah, chef's kiss. Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, like if you're playing them, so.
Well, the best part is, so they had a 3-game series against the Angels, and the Angels are trying to prevent the worst season the Angels have ever had.
No.
So all they had to do was beat the worst team ever in baseball 3 times to avoid that,
Jeez.
And I think there's still 2 more games where they could fuck it up and be their worst season ever. But it still, so we could have 2 worsts this season by the end of the baseball season.
I thought about saving this, but I don't want to wait 2 extra weeks because it is recent, but it's medical related, and Matt's not here, and he does love these things. But this is actually not around football at all. I found this looking in through my NFL stuff. This is about Tufts University lacrosse. A dozen of the lacrosse players have been diagnosed with a rare muscle injury after participating in a voluntary supervised 45-minute workout. 5 are still hospitalized as of the time of the article.
Hospitalized?
As of the time of the article, which was September 20th, so 2 days ago. Yeah, they went to a workout led by a graduate of the university who had completed Navy SEAL training. And they were hospitalized with a life-threatening condition that can happen after injury or excessive exercise without rest. It's called rhabdomyolysis, which is a rare muscle injury where a person's muscles break down. Basically, you work them so hard that they were literally disintegrating in the body. And all I wanted, the worst part of it is, just because you've done something doesn't make you an expert in it.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
I don't know what this person, as Navy SEAL training, been through Navy SEAL training, and again, I don't know if that means you're a Navy SEAL, but it also doesn't mean that you know what you're doing or you know how to guide people.
Yeah, you just did what you were told to do.
You did what you were told to do. I don't know what the right situation, how do you fix that? I don't know any of those things. A dozen of the players, and 5 of them stayed in the hospital. By the way, this article was on the 20th, and this is from a Monday practice. So, this days in the hospital dealing with this.
Jesus.
Just the worst. So, I guess with that, we move on to our way too early picks because we're watching one game and there's 2 more on Monday, but we don't fucking care. So, let's get started talking about Thursday's game.
Well, as it stands so far from our
yes.
picks from this last week that's still going on with 3 games left to go, we are awful. It's probably a good thing none of us are big gamblers.
I feel like that's the way that these past 2 weeks have gone, though. It's been nuts.
It feels like it, but I mean, so far, there's been 13 games played. Eric is the best, and he's been correct just under 50% of the time, with 6 of them.
All right.
The best, not surprising, though.
Matty Fax is 5, and me, you're in the bottom of the barrel with 4 correct picks.
Oh, no.
Jeez.
Oh. It could change. Everyone except for Eric picked the Falcons, but we all picked the Bills, and we all picked the Bengals.
Okay.
So Eric could go up by 1, or we could all go up by 1, but that's about it.
All right.
There's going to be no more separation besides what happens in this game. Yeah. But Matt has picked for this week already.
Okay.
He sent his picks in from Germany. I'm assuming since there is a time change that I'm allowed to change some of them by up to 8 hours.
Yep.
And 8 hours equates to 3 games, right? So.
Yes. Nah, 2 games. That's two games.
Two.
2 games.
Well, I'd say 1 because there is games
Right.
in Germany.
But we
this
can
year,
also
so, yeah.
retroactively change them.
Yeah. Right.
Right.
But first up, we have the Cowboys at the Giants. This is the Thursday night game. Giants coming off their win.
Yeah.
Cowboys probably going to be pretty fucking pissed off.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'll take the Giants rallying off a good win over the Cowboys being able to process their loss. Gave me the Giants. I don't fucking care. You heard it.
Maddie and I are both picking the Cowboys. You're not going to go on a limb? You picked Giants this week and you were right.
I like boys by 3. I think it'll be a weird game. Cowboys.
It's always hard for me to pick the Cowboys for anything,
But also, it's not that I need the Cowboys to win, because I said the Eagles weren't going to make the playoffs, so we got to start.
So you kind of need them to win, yeah. All right, well, next up we got the Bengals visiting the Panthers.
So,
it should be easy.
Oh, I'm so intrigued with where they're going to go.
I know, right? So here's the thing, we're not...
What if they lose to the Commies tomorrow?
We-
you know?
You heard the facts.
All right, you ready?
Investigative journalism.
Boom. Carolina at home, okay? Fucking Red Rifle pulling that team together, and Cincinnati, they're going to lose on Monday, and then they're going to come into Sunday with a slightly short week. I mean, 1 game short, but still, yeah. And they're going to go 0-4. Cincinnati starts 0-4.
Give me who Brian thinks is the prettiest man in football, Burrow Bengals.
I don't think he's pretty at all.
Slim Brady?
You have literally said he's the prettiest man in football.
I have never said that.
Well,
I don't believe I have ever said anyone is the prettiest man in football. He's the most home alone in football.
Well, let's agree to disagree.
So you're going Bengals.
Yes.
I'm going to go with Scotty, actually. I've always liked Andy Dalton. And for him to like take a shitty Panthers team and beat one of
But
his former teams,
I was gonna say,
at home in
Yep.
Carolina, like
Yep.
it'd be fun as shit if they
Yep.
if they could do it just
Yep.
for that reason alone, you know. So we got peanut butter across the board. I like it.
all right.
This game I'm really interested about. Broncos at Jets. Like two teams that have shown, well, more good defense from the Jets.
All right,
The
Scott, I
Broncos
talked to
showed what
Brian
they're
about
capable
this.
of defensively today.
Last Sunday, Bo Nix threw an interception in the end zone, and a reporter asked him, "What did you think of that interception?" He's like, "I threw it to the other team."
And he caught it.
Yeah, and I just great response. I'm Broncos.
No, I like it. I like it.
Yeah,
I picked against my team this week, and I'm not doing it next week. Broncos.
I wanna say Broncos because of their defense.
the defense is really good.
Well, this is a coin flip. I'm gonna stick with Broncos. I said it out loud. I feel like it's a coin flip though because I'm not convinced that the Jets' offense is hyper powered by any means.
Oh, I think the Broncos. It'll be a very like by the skin of your teeth
Yeah.
kind of
I
thing.
hope so. I think
Yeah.
it will be too.
Yeah, like I'm not like I think Rodgers will show up to some capacity.
Yep.
I don't know what.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is my 12-year-old brain working, but in my little spreadsheet here, it goes you and then Matt, and Matt had already picked the Jets, so I really wanted to say BJ.
Oh.
Jacksonville goes to Houston.
So
I thought they were going to Buffalo. Monday night?
No, Sunday.
you're talking about Monday night. It hasn't happened yet. We're already,
okay.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
yeah.
Hey, listen, even we can't keep it straight. Hey, as we
I mean,
say,
if you want to pick again, you know.
here at Half the Distance Live, we whole ass nothing and half ass everything.
Yeah.
Damn straight.
That's
Okay.
right. So yes, you're right. The Jacksonville that hasn't even played yet this week,
Yep.
going against Houston next week. I'm gonna go with Houston, though their woes could continue and Jacksonville has the talent to do it. I mean, yeah, but I think Houston they need to get right in a hurry.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
D'Amico will get them square. Jacksonville will be a nice win for them too if they can do it. So
I'm going to flip flop this on you. I think Jacksonville will get a win because we need to get right, and yeah, they don't want to start 1-3, and
yeah.
Jacksonville.
This is assuming they get just demolished tomorrow by Buffalo.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
That will happen.
I'm going Texans. I think today's game was kind of a fluke. I think they get right back. I think you said D'Amico's going to get him whipped into shape starting Tuesday hard. So
Yeah, maybe get some running backs that can do something,
yeah,
You know.
yeah, that's going to hurt. Yeah, till you get a healthy Mixon back, that's going to hurt.
or even just Damian Pierce.
Yeah, either one.
I mean,
yeah,
and I don't
yeah.
know the extent of their injuries. I don't think either one of them is out in a bad way.
Yeah, I don't think it's a
So-
6-game thing. Yeah.
Right.
Like, I think there's early talk of even Mixon coming back maybe this week.
That's
I think that's a little too soon.
I
Let's,
I
you
yeah,
know.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, we got the Rams visiting Chicago.
Boy, the way the Rams played today.
Yep.
I mean, down. Well, I don't know. Even without Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp, they still put up good numbers.
And it's the Bears.
It's the Bears,
It's not the Niners.
not the Niners. By that math, it's Rams, right? Okay, great.
By that math.
Yeah, by that math, put me down for Rams. Yeah.
Not surprisingly, Maddie picked his Bears.
Yep, good. Homer pick, love it. And Chicago at home, too.
At home?
that's-
Yep.
By the way, that would be a solid win for him.
Oh,
Solid.
it would be. Definitely.
yeah.
Yep. And it wouldn't be a weather win either.
No.
If this is like
no.
a December game and they
Yeah.
won.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
that's because of the snow and the cold, and but yeah, I see, even as short-staffed as the Rams are, I think today was really good for the Bears. I think they will build on it, but not they're not going to jump ahead another 10%.
Yep.
Rams. Well, you guys have seen your teams win, but Maddie, what do you think is the biggest win in Matt's life? White Sox World Series 2004?
Probably, but
Yeah.
he's not a huge baseball fan either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say when he met Scott and I.
Oh, I mean, you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, his boyfriend is taking him on a trip to Malta. this week,
That's
so
true. Yeah, that's
Right.
true. Yeah.
So you know
Nice.
he's gonna be fucking. Okay.
Yeah.
Jesus. I mean, we're an adult show. I didn't expect that. You know they're gonna be fucking. Vikings at Green Bay.
Listen, if you asked me preseason to pick this game, I would say clearly Green Bay.
And then Jordan Love goes down.
And then Jordan Love goes down, right? And, you know, Minnesota's starting rookie quarterback, you know, also, right? I didn't expect either of these teams to be doing well.
Nope.
This is Minnesota Green Bay at home. It's hard to discount Green Bay at home just for that home field advantage. Do I think Malik Willis has Jordan Love could be back?
That changes a lot of things.
Could
yeah,
be back.
yeah.
Do I think Malik Willis has the juice to hold off, and Green Bay's defense to hold off Minnesota's offense that can't seem to be stopped right now? But Minnesota's defense is good. Shit.
It's
Minnesota.
Yeah.
Minnesota on the road in Green Bay. Oh.
And like such a good rivalry. Like,
It still doesn't even
Oh,
feel
so
right,
good.
but I said it.
Put me down for Green Bay.
all right.
Yeah.
I'm going Vikings as well.
Jeez. Who did Matt pick on that one?
Oh, the Vikings.
Vikings.
I mean, anytime it comes to like his division,
Yeah.
if it's not the Bears, it's fuck Green Bay. Yeah.
And he sent, by the way, Matt sent all of these through before today.
yeah, these are early.
So
There were
these
like
are
no
early
games played when he
picks.
sent
Exactly.
them in.
Right.
Yeah. The Saints at the Falcons.
That could be a compelling game.
I am torn because I want to see how the Falcons play
I
against
think the
Right,
Falcons
right.
are going to win this game, Scott.
I picked the Falcons to win this game.
I think they will keep it interesting even if
right,
they don't win
right.
the game.
But I don't understand why the Saints fucking destroyed their first two games. And they were human today. But
Yep.
they were human against a team that should make them look human. Even though
Right.
Eric thinks that the Eagles suck, I think they're still a good squad. They're trying to figure out what's going on. They've got two brand new coordinators.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like,
Okay,
it's-
but can in 5 weeks when I go, what do you think about these teams? You'll have a much better pulse on it because
Oh, yeah.
like we're yeah. So like, I was doing I'm gonna get in an argument with you at the Bruco because it's 2 weeks and I want to
yeah.
try to poke holes in your arguments.
Oh yeah.
I think no matter what happens in this game right now, after coming off that massive win against the Cowboys, and then today's game, they're going to be looking for some hurt.
What do you guys 2 weeks is the biggest surprise of the season for you thus far?
The Vikings, far and away.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, for sure. Only because New Orleans looked had they looked good, and even if they lost, had they looked good,
Yeah,
had it been a
yeah.
high scoring game against Philadelphia, they would have been my surprise. But you know what? Like, give me New Orleans on the road against Atlanta.
Can I ask a follow-up
I don't even know
question?
why.
If the Vikings make the playoffs, do you think they roll Sam Darnold back out there at the start of next season?
It's way too soon to tell.
I
way too soon.
I think
But
their
like, let's
rookie
just say
draft
they go.
pick has got a lot
Let's
of
say
work
they
to
go
do.
12-5, and he plays pretty good.
Why would you get rid of him?
You're in a conundrum.
I think you I don't know what kind of deal he's got, but I think you pay to keep him.
You go with what wins. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but you also just drafted a guy.
And you right, but you know what? And he's also spent the year hanging out and like. So if eventually you're going to put McCarthy over Darnold, because that's your long-term plan, great. But also you keep that relationship intact. You pay Sam Darnold. You got us here. The team is held together. We're doing real well. If
Worst case
McCarthy's ready to step
scenario,
up,
you have a very good backup.
and
exactly.
you've got a strong quarterback. If you make sure that they can have that, I feel like Sam Darnold's that guy too. Like,
No, but
I want to
feel
give my
like
information.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know if either of you guys ever experienced this, but like I've never had a backup where it's okay. Let's say Josh Allen goes down for 3 games, and like we're gonna go 2-1. We're gonna limp to like I've don't know what that's like to have a good backup quarterback.
Tommy Cutlets.
Yeah, but like, you get what I'm saying. But like,
That's lightning strike is different than a backup.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
like
yeah.
let's say Donovan McNabb goes down, and you're just like,
Yeah.
we got a backup. We're gonna go 2-2, and we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Got to be a
Yep.
good feeling.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so Saints or Falcons?
Falcons.
All right. Eagles visit Tampa.
Tampa.
Yeah. I think that Tampa Bay stumbled today.
Against a team that nobody thought had a chance beating them. Like, the way Baker's been playing the first couple of games, where the fuck did this come from? Yep.
But also,
And I'm with
quarterbacks have
Eric
bad
that-
games.
Yep.
I'm with Eric that maybe Philadelphia doesn't have a top 5 quarterback like they think they do, and maybe Baker might be a slightly better quarterback on the field. So yeah, Tampa Bay at home.
I think it's possible.
What's Matt's pick on this one?
He's picking the Bucks.
He's picking the Bucks.
Yeah.
So
That
again,
was- even before today's games, like that was the smart move.
Well,
you
but
know?
yeah. So
Next up, we got the Steelers at the Colts.
it's the Steelers on defense alone.
I'm saying Colts.
Really.
Yep.
I'll tell you what. Pittsburgh defense looks absolutely legit, and Indianapolis has a quarterback that can be rattled. And initially the way that it started, I was like Anthony Richardson. Like he didn't even have a full. To call this a sophomore season is tough because he didn't have a full rookie season. He's off to a slump, man. His first game was nice, but he's given the ball away too many times, and I think Pittsburgh will not give you a chance to make a single error. So, yeah,
I don't know. It's got a feeling.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Matt's pick,
Oh, he's on Steelers.
he's on the Steelers. Okay,
Steelers.
all right.
The Patriots at the Niners.
Niners.
As far as I know, everyone
Niners.
not playing today for the Niners is also not playing next week.
I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah, Niners across the board. Commanders at the Cards. Once again, it'd be nice to see what they do tomorrow against the Bengals, but I don't see Washington beating Arizona.
Washington's defense is so bad. So
Yeah.
Like, maybe not a pretty game, but like they're just so bad.
And like the Cards had a slow offensive day, so like that's like.
But I'm saying the Cardinals might win that game 13-6. Like it. Yeah.
I don't think so. I see him blowing them out.
But Washington defense is that bad that you need to score twice and you're just
Yeah, that's good enough.
Yeah.
The Browns visit L.A. The Raiders.
Which
Raiders.
LA?
Sorry. Browns versus Raiders.
No, not L.A.
Oh, Vegas.
Yeah.
Vegas.
Yep.
Put me down for Vegas.
I'm also Vegas. I think their defense did not step up today. Max Crosby didn't play a lot for whatever reason. We saw the Giants make Cleveland look like fools.
You don't
That
think
could
gonna
easily
make
be a
them just
one-off.
A little bit upset.
But the same, it could be. But sometimes it's tough to believe in the whole like who has the mental strength, right? It better be your quarterback, and I don't think Deshaun Watson has the mental strength.
Yep.
No, okay.
The rest of his O line might, but I don't think
Like,
he
what are
has
they
it right now.
protecting? Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yes, I think Deshaun is shook in a way he will never recover from.
All right. Yeah, we're going Browns across the board. All right,
right.
Raiders across the board. Sorry.
Okay.
Kansas City goes to the Chargers.
That's Kansas City.
Is this even a conversation?
I mean, I don't even even the state of Herbert's ankle. It's just the Chargers are,
I don't know what the fuck they're doing this season.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they could always bring in head and then eventually shoulders.
The Bills visit Baltimore.
Bills.
I tell you what, man. This is a tough one. Right out of the gate, I'm going to say I'm picking Buffalo to win on the road, which is a big win. Baltimore's a really good team. They're gonna pull it together. I think they have the ability to be
It's those
strong going into the
Jaguars. You're talking
playoffs.
about Baltimore.
But I think they're a better team than they've been playing, but I think Buffalo can scheme against them. So.
So did Matt. I think the Ravens take it.
Yep.
Titans go to what the fuck are you doing, Dolphins? This is a hard one for me. Like fuck. Like I feel like this is gonna be the game of the week not to watch.
Again, we've got 2 Monday night games. You know.
Yeah, there's the first of the.
I can
the
at
Monday
least
night games,
I can at
so.
least appreciate that one of the teams is at least West Coast. You know.
Ish.
Yeah.
No, Tennessee.
I know, but like the two Monday night
Oh, the
games.
2 Monday night games. Yeah, okay, yeah.
But like, man, why are we doing on 2 on Monday? Come on.
Yep.
Tennessee? No. Yeah, but it's at Miami with that. If it's a big old hot day. I said Tennessee.
Not
I
till
said Tennessee.
7:30. Not till
I said
7:30.
Tennessee. No fucking reason.
All right.
No reason at all except Skylar Thompson behind center. That's my reason.
Yeah, I'm down for that too. Number 19.
Like I don't see Skyler just bombing it out and
No.
like Waddle finally has a game and Tariq
Unless-
finally has a fucking game.
Unless
like,
HN can put down 175 yards.
which he
you know,
might, but
Which he can.
they
yeah.
need more than one of their players to fucking do something.
No
and-
kidding.
Yeah, that's tough. He's going with the Dolphins.
All right.
Once again, he didn't have the luxury of seeing today's game.
Yeah. He went on the talent of everyone else except Skylar Thompson.
Yeah.
So.
And the second Monday night game is Seattle goes to Detroit.
Give me Detroit. Detroit at home.
Yep.
Not gonna lie though, Seattle could give him fits, but I think Detroit.
Give me Seattle
because
I think it's spicy.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's spicy. That's nice. Yeah.
I'm going Lions as well.
Okay.
And that's all of our games
Is
for
that
this next
it?
week.
That's a show. Well, we definitely didn't keep it as tidy as when Matt is here, but
That's because we let Eric talk this time.
is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes we supplement with things that make us talk a little bit longer.
And we
than
did spend
expect,
3
so-
minutes just laughing at his notebook.
Wrote a
so,
little
you
essay.
know.
But
I got 2 of them now.
everything else was superfluous.
Yes.
That notebook had to stay.
That had to
Had
stay,
to
yeah.
stay.
That's the part we're keeping in
Yeah, that's
post.
right.
Yeah.
So with that, I think we can all agree this was another great week of games with some fantastic upsets.
Hell yeah, it was. Yeah.
I mean, and the Panthers with a win too. I mean, oh my God. So signing off on the show again, we are Half the Distance Live. We're coming to you every Sunday night, 8 o'clock. We go live onto YouTube if you want to see our stupid faces, along with just hearing us talk. We're on all the different podcast sources, I guess. I don't know. Maybe. Sometimes they even get posted on time. Sometimes they get posted late. I don't know.
Sometimes last week's episode gets posted Sunday morning.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Matty Fax will be out again next week. I also don't know if he's prepared anything further ahead from his 2-week vacation, but he does his own solo podcast called Straight Facts, Homie, where he talks about things that are not actually facts and mostly his opinions. But hey, whatever. That's what a podcast is.
Yep.
Right,
Yeah.
and that's
So-
not exclusive to football.
Yeah,
Oh, God,
100%. So hopefully you find us today, find us tomorrow, find us in the future. Tune in when you can. Comment on whatever you want to. Comment however you want to, unless you're being an absolute piece of shit, and then we're just gonna tell you that anyway. So, but we are your favorite barroom commentary show, with filling in for Matty Fax on the main vocals, Scotty Stats. Happy birthday
Yeah.
to Brian the Professor.
I got a Broncos win for my birthday. I'll take it.
Hey, nice.
54 years old.
And with the best notebook dissertation of all time, the producer that produces nothing, the great Skunk Hunter. So with that, be safe, don't drink and drive, find us on whatever socials, and good night.